Cataract surgery in the 90s. Take one. Right from the first, let me say I'm glad I had cataract surgery in the 90s, not the 60s. Mamo had cataract surgery in the 60s, and she laid in bed 9 days with sandbags on each side of her head. The room was completely darkened. Connie and Jane stayed with her, so they sat in the dark also. I knew for 6 years that cataracts were forming on my eyes and that I had holes in the back of my eyes. Cataracts come from environment or diabetes, or they're inherited. A film gradually forms over the eyes. In 1992, I went to the highway department to renew my driver's license. I could not see anything on the right side. To say the least, if I could have guessed at the AZEDR that appears on the eye chart, I would have. The lady behind the machine was so great. She tried many angles to see if we could make the right eye see what was expected. She said, "Get your doctor to send me a note and we'll give you your driver's license." Needless to say, I was in a state of depression. I drove to Clear Vision Center and told Harry my plight. Harry moved into Waldoboro and opened up the eye center, and all of the Waldoboro Wardens get their glasses there, and we consider him part of the family. He gave that big smile of his and said, "Dr. Boatwright is here now. Let me see if he can work you in." Well, work me in, it was almost as if he was waiting for me, as I went in almost as Harry walked into the doctor's room. Well, it was a nice thing to meet someone like John Boatwright. He gave a thorough exam and confirmed that I had cataracts and holes in the back of my eyes. I got new glasses and a new driver's license the same day. Each year I have had an eye exam. The cataracts seemed to grow and the holes were still there. But let me tell you a little bit that I know about holes. They are inherited also. Now, my mom and dad may not have had them, and few people get them, but somewhere back in my ancestors, they had holes in their eyes. That's one reason that I could never pick splinters out of my children's fingers. And by the way, it's also in one's genes, as if, when they can roll their tongue into a valley and blow, like all of you can, and I can't. Well, 1996 came and time for eye exam, and I knew before going into the doctor's office that cataracts had grown quite a bit. I'd ask people, "Isn't it foggy out? Please, Joe, adjust my TV." Now I know it was the cataracts clouding my vision. Tuesday, July 16th, was surgery day and work done day before, and even though I could have driven in, Jane drove me, and I'm glad. To find a new place for blood work and another new place for outpatient surgery was just too much. Knowing me, I talk, and David had just left for 6 months' cruise with the Navy, and the technician began talking. She and her husband had been stationed at Pax River, same as David and Jackie, and she was even from Waldoboro. Now for surgery day. Jane and I found the outpatient clinic. They were expecting us. The appointment was for 11:30. We waited for a while. When it was my turn, I got into my new gown, the one that splits right down the back, and I left on my socks. The nurse said, "Your warm blanket is here." It was a nice warm blanket, and I have just read that a warm blanket makes you heal faster. She took info and more health history, and later I'll tell you why I now know that it is very important. Pretty soon, Dr. Boatwright and the anesthesiologist appeared. Dr. Boatwright was introduced to Jane, and he grabbed my bed and said, "Come on, Merle." Then, in the same bed, he said, "You're number 6. We've saved the best for last." I said, "Are you tired?" He said, "No, why?" I answered, "If you are, we'll wait for you to rest." He assured me he could do 6 more. I guess so, getting the prices he does for each one. So, everyone's talking and putting a shield over my face with my right eye exposed. I got so relaxed, yet could hear everything that was going on. I guess I made a noise of wee-wah, woo-wah. Dr. Boatwright said, "Merle, do you hurt?" I made that same noise again. Well, I didn't hurt anymore. I heard Dr. Boatwright say, "Merle's fine." A few more minutes and we're finished. 3 minutes under the wire. Everything went well. Good patient, good assistant, and the right tools. I said, "I told you so," as at one time he had made the statement, "if we could go through it." And I said, "You don't talk to me like that. We are going through it." He gave me the warning that I'm sure everyone else has. You could go blind, you may hemorrhage. As far as the surgery, they tell me that it's laser surgery. But here's what happened. Your eyelid is rolled back a small incision, smaller than a pencil eraser, and the cataract is broken up and vacuumed out, and a new implant or lens is put in and stitched up, and a patch is put on the operated eye for 24 hours. Drops are put in before surgery and afterward. I was checked the day after surgery. Patch was taken off. Another was put on, come back in 10 days, next checkup 6 weeks. I was out of work for 5 days, couldn't lift more than 10 pounds. At the 6 weeks checkup, a new lens was prescribed and ordered. Wow, when that new lens got put on my eye, the whole world started shifting. Harry said it will take a few days to adjust as the eyes have to learn and work together again. Believe me, at times I was weak and nauseated. But 4 days later, it's a little better. Still, I need to go back for more checkups.